210. Ooh, that was on the edge. I'm gonna call that a miss. That one was out on the edge. That's too far out. That's me pushing that trigger. No, I'm not even gonna. The time was wonderful. It doesn't matter. I'm calling that a miss. Oh wow. The dot was bottom right. Someone's gonna go, why are you not pushing through? Because when you reach the proficiency level that I have and the level of training that I have, you don't throw bad ammo downrange when you know what the problem is. So just fix the problem in the next rep and work through. Because look, do you actually think that I would say, oh well, no, we're gonna reset and do this one again, right? In real life, I'm gonna launch rounds at this guy, but I'm going for a very precise hit on his face. Oh, look at the support hand. Wrong position, watch the index finger. Should have been here, not here. It was just hooked on the front. That's more like it. I love it. Come here. Okay, what I'm doing on this video is basically, this is kind of an update. There's a subject matter that I take out every once in a while, and it's essentially why pocket rocket guns are such a bad idea. One of my mentors, Ken Hackathorn, calls them pocket rockets, and I kind of picked it up from him. Basically what I'm talking about is any gun that is smaller than a Glock 19. I have attended so much training over the years that I can say this to you with absolute authority, and as usual, people are going to go all crazy in the peanut gallery and start making their comments of, how dare you act good and trade with that. People go nuts, man, because they want it. Look, hang on, let me just say this. If you want to carry your pocket rocket, dude, rock out. I don't care. I genuinely do not care. If you want to carry a teeny tiny little handgun, knock yourself out. But please understand, all I'm trying to say here is tiny handguns are a bad idea. Why? Because tiny handguns don't carry 17 rounds plus 1. Tiny handguns typically are not going to accept, oh, here it is, are not going to accept 21 rounders or 27s or 33s. They're going to have their own dedicated magazines. Tiny handguns are not capable of giving you enough accuracy and capacity to stay in the fight. And someone's going to jump in there and say, well, the FBI statistics, shut up. Yes, the FBI statistics say that usually the fight is done in a shove in 2 rounds. Okay. But remember, you have to actually have gotten to the gun, because that's the other part of the equation. It's not just magazine capacity. It's magazine capacity and the capability of actually holding the handgun. Guys, my hands are so huge that some of you think I'm actually holding a Glock 19. This is the Glock 17. I have a Glock 19 sized handgun. It's one of the SCT 19s, I think it is, from Aim Surplus. Nice guns, by the way. They're really, really nice. But I keep that around for family members who may need a gun, and most of my family members are not Mongo sized like I am, so they can get away with shooting that gun. It's got an optic on it, it's got all the candy on it, and it's always in my bag. It's always with me. But my go-to, and by the way, and I can shoot that gun in a pinch if I have to, but my choice is always going to be a Glock 17. It's going to be a battle-sized handgun. Why? Because the gun has the capacity. The gun also has the ability to be held properly in a fight, to be retained in a fight. And it's also parts commonality. So no matter where I am in America, on vacation, on trip, whatever, something really goes bad, I can usually find support pieces for that gun, ammo for the gun, mags for the gun, and I can beg, borrow, or steal, or beg, barter, or beg, borrow, or steal to get what I need for and around that gun. So it's the no-brainer gun for me to have. I know some of you agree with this, some of you don't really care. Start your own channel. I'm just trying to give you guys the advice of the things that I've seen, and I'll close with this. And you guys have heard me say this story several times before. Many years ago, I was at a class, and we were doing vehicle defense, and the instructor screams, "Fight!" And the guy in the driver's seat digs down the front of his pants, gets out his Glock 43 eventually, and starts shooting. And he goes, bing, bing. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's not bing. He goes, pop, 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 ding, ding. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I think it was 5 misses and 2 hits. Because he finally slowed himself down because the instructor started screaming, slow down, slow down. So the guy finally gets 2 hits, gun locks to the rear. Because he hadn't loaded his Barney bullet. So the gun locks to the rear. And the instructor says, reload, reload, and the student starts violently digging into his pocket to get that little tiny magazine that goes into the Glock 43. And he finally gets that mag out, and he slams the mag into the gun, and the instructor can tell that the student is just wild and woolly loose, and he realizes he needs to slow this guy down before he hurts himself or somebody else. And this okay, well, I'll finish this part. And the instructor screams, threats down, ceasefire. This is dusk. This is not even dark. It's dusk. So it's 5-ish, 5:30-ish, sometime in the fall. So it's just beginning to get dark, but it's already cold. So things have gotten a little uncomfortable. So the guy missed a bunch of times, barely got the gun loaded. I'm standing at the back of the car with the camera on a pole extended through the rear window that's shot out all the way right up to here, right beside this dude's face. So the camera is like hovering like right here. And crystal clear, 1080p, 60 frames per second, I capture this guy saying, man, is that gun hard to shoot, and man, is it hard to load. An instructor says, holster, step out of the vehicle. And I remember going, I actually caught that on video. I mean, that's the moment that everybody needs to understand about pocket rocket handguns. And I realized I could never show that video because it disrespected the student and it disrespected the instructor. Why? Because instructors in the world of social media are rated based on the performance of their students. And this student's poor performance has nothing to do with Chase Jenkins, who was the instructor at Talon Defense back when he used to run Talon Defense. Phenomenal training school. And Chase is a world-class instructor. It's not his fault this guy is a rolling wreck. By the way, Chase now works for Centrifuge Training, so look him up. So anyways, dynamite class, and I could never show that video. And years ago I had a hard drive crash and that video went bye-bye anyways. I pull that story out from time to time to remind you guys, you have to carry enough gun to stay in the fight. I will add to that, you have to carry enough gun to get into the fight. If I've got a gun that's so small that I can't shove or defend and yank the shirt and get to the gun by just sweeping at it and getting at it like this to get it in the fight, if I don't have enough gun to do this, I'm in trouble. Because if I've got a gun that is half the size, a third-ish the size of this one, I've got a major problem on my hands, in my hands. This is why I choose to inconvenience my life and shove this gigantic Glock 17 cannon down the front of my pants to the left of the inguinal, or inside of the inguinal notch on the left. I'm a lefty, which is why it's not really appendix for me, it's left side. But it's in the inguinal notch, which is the notch between the suprapubic area and the leg. And guys, this whole area is constantly in a state of pain. It never isn't hurting. I've had to alter how I carry, when I carry, because it is causing physical pain to my hip because I've been carrying here for so many years. But I do it because I'm responsible for the lives of friends and family around me at all times. It's not because they've asked me to, it's because it's a role that I've taken on as a defender to defend life and liberty of those around me. And I adjure you, please don't carry based on comfort or style of clothing. Carry based on what your role is. Right now it's bordering on 90 degrees out here and I'm in blue jeans. Why? Because this is what I dress in on a regular basis. It's inconvenient to say the least, but I do it because it needs to be done. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I thank you for helping keep Tier 1 Citizen independent with your purchases and donations. As always, God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one.